told me, trying to process, am I going to do another surgery? Am I not going to do another surgery? How unhappy are you? All right, we're doing this. And first I have to say that this has been a long time coming, and one of the reasons why it's been so long is because I've had to wait for a while to get answers, to make decisions. And I know that whenever you're watching these things on YouTube, it's really easy to kind of watch these people do their things, watch them make decisions, and there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background that sometimes people don't really know. So for me, I have been going through a lot of decision making in this process, trying to go through the emotional side of it, which is something you don't understand until you're going through it. And if you have gone through a breast reduction or you're looking to go through a breast reduction, there's a lot more that comes into play as you go throughout your own journey. And that is basically some of the information I'm going to share with you guys now. I am going to share the title of this video, and I'm going to do it in a way that I'm trying to have as much, what's the word? As much care when I say certain things, so we can go ahead and just get into it. I'm nervous. This has not been easy. I've been putting this off because I've just been trying to go through the emotions of all of this and the disappointment and trying to figure it all out. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, we are going to start. So first of all, my healing and everything went really, really well. I feel like all of my incisions have been healing well. And throughout the whole course of going in for my after the surgery appointment, so my post-op appointments, I was going in. I did have a little bit of issue on one side of like my nipple healing, but all of that came through really beautifully. I was taken care of while I was there. And the reason why this has been delayed has been because I am not fully happy with my results. Now, I want to start off with saying that I did voice my opinion on this actually at the second pre-op appointment. I had shared that I thought that I was still too big, and as I have like looked at my photos as they've progressed, I was correct with what I felt in the beginning. But it is really hard in the beginning because you have a lot of swelling, you have a lot of stuff going on. If you have seen my previous videos, which are going to be down in the description box below, I have like a whole thing that I have been kind of documenting. I have it on my Instagram, a lot of my stuff on my Instagram in my highlight talking about my breast reduction, and just keeping everyone in the loop, because this is something that is very helpful to watch someone's journey. And I know that a lot of you guys have been coming to me sharing how you feel and sharing a lot of the same feelings that I have with me about how you feel about yours. So I initially felt like I was too large. In the very beginning, it was obviously everything is still super high. Which I have realistic expectations of how this is going to go, but everything's kind of like so swollen and out. And as I began to heal, very happy with the shape of them, very happy with my incisions, my scarring, all of that. It has healed really beautifully. I haven't had really any complications with that along the way. I did use my scar cream. I started using an oil that I love on it, and just taking care of my chest area. I observed all of the rules. So if you are getting a surgery, make sure that you observe the rules, because I know healing is really important when it comes to that. I ended up taking off 3 weeks from work, and because I am a hairstylist and I do hair, I wish that I would have taken off 4 weeks because I'm so hands-on. I'm literally like doing this all day. Luckily, I work with an assistant and she took on the heavy load for me. So if you are a hairstylist, which I know a lot of people coming here are because I'm a hairstylist, I would definitely recommend 4 weeks if you're able to, just to let your body heal. I followed all the rules, you guys, to really make sure that my healing went well. So I started feeling unhappy with my size. I was told to wait until 6 months to really get an idea, because most of the inflammation, most of the swelling, and your fluids that are built up underneath your pockets and everything will have kind of started to go down by then. And they say at about the year mark, which is actually what I'm getting close to. It was the end of March that I got my reduction done, and this is February 9th now, 2022, that I am getting this video up. So if you guys can't tell that I'm uncomfortable, it is. Like, I've had so many, like, how am I going to share this? How am I going to talk to people about this? Like, how do you share how you really feel, how you look, all of that? And also another part, some of you guys might not care about showing your breasts and your update videos and all of that, or update photos. But for someone who is a Christian, I want to make sure that I'm like doing things with taste and with as much modesty as possible. I am in bathing suits all the time and stuff, but it's completely different when you're like, oh, here's this. So I have made the decision to share my photos that is going to be in this. And the reason why is because you can really visibly see how things progress over time. So I'm going to share that in this video. But I was told to wait till the 6 months, and I knew that I wasn't happy. Like, I had gone in, you guys have heard my previous videos, I had gone in really stressing the fact that I wanted to be smaller. I wanted to be able to be around a size C to D, and that was something that I was told that could be done. They were like, yes, we're going to get you so much smaller. We're going to do this. It's going to be amazing. Like, we're going to totally take care of what you want. Full disclosure, because now I'm on this side of it, my full total price that I paid for my reduction, I know a lot of you guys were asking, I told you guys the range of $15,000 to $25,000, depending on who you go to. I have talked to multiple people about what they've paid. It's kind of in and around that price. Some are less and some are more. Just depends on what doctor you're going to. Full disclosure, my actual price that I paid, I did my deposit, which I believe was $300, and then I think my total price was $18,500. So I went in spending $18,500, expecting for a result that I went and asked for. I have photos that I was showing, and I was explaining as I was showing them and talking about them that these girls have different body types than me, right? But what I was looking at was the breast, and I love what it looked like, and I would love to have that on me, but the size that I wanted. And right before I got wheeled back into surgery, the doctor asked me what size that I wanted to be. He was like, okay, just to recap, what size are you kind of looking to be around? And I said I would love to be around a size C. And so after that, I've had I've had a in-person meeting at my 6 month mark, and then I've had a phone call. And in my first meeting, I went in, and my best friend Katie went with me as support, because I knew it was going to be very emotional. I wasn't happy, and it is very intimidating when you go and you tell someone that you're not happy with your results. So I went in that day, and I had shared that I just was unhappy with the results. First of all, it was extremely intimidating. And I'm sharing this not to talk bad about the doctor's office, not to talk bad about the way that they did things, because I understand that there's like certain procedures, especially if someone's coming in and they're unhappy and whatnot. But as a woman going in, I'm so grateful that my best friend went with me as support, because I was in there with my top off staring at my breasts, and there were 3 people in there with me. So a doctor, another person who they said was a shadowing doctor, and a nurse. I start talking, I start crying. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh, juice. Okay, excuse me. I had started crying. I'm telling you, emotional. And I knew it was gonna be emotional going in. And I had said, you know, I feel like I'm still too big. And as I started crying, the doctor said, hold on one moment, went out, brought another person in. So now there are 4 people sitting there staring at me, and then me and my best friend. That was one of the most intimidating things I have ever had to do. I did share this later on in my phone call after this, that was an extremely intimidating thing to happen, especially when you're sharing that you're not happy with something. So I feel like I need to like close my eyes just to like remember how everything went. But I expressed for probably an hour and a half how unhappy I was, and that I wasn't unhappy with the shape. I wasn't unhappy with that. I wasn't happy with how big I still was. So at this point now, even when I went in then, the bra that I have purchased is the like thinnest lining bra that you could possibly have. And I am a 34 double D. I can fit into it on this side. This side comes out. So this side is pushing a 34 triple D. Double D, triple D. I asked for a C. You guys, that is a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And I had shared with the doctor this, crying, all of this. Then I end up speaking to his wife, and his wife comes in speaking. There's certain things and triggers that really actually made me even emotionally more upset, alarmed. Being told, one of the things that I was told was that this was to match my curves and to match my body, which then I took back. Well, that's not what I came in and what I paid for. What I came in and what I paid $18,500 for was to get what I had requested. And so there was a lot of different things that were said, like, oh, we don't go off of cup sizing. There's no way we can put a bra on you and make sure that you're a C. Just a lot of really confusing information. As someone who is not someone who does surgery, when I come in and I ask for something and I get asked again and again, and I say again and again, I would like to be around this size. I don't know how this world works, you guys, okay? So if you're a plastic surgeon coming in or whatever, I don't know how this world works. What I do know is the things that I was asked and the results that I was expecting was to be like significantly smaller. I came from a G, I wanted to be a C or a D. It was never once expressed to me in the whole entire consultation time that that wasn't going to be achievable, that I was possibly going to be bigger than what I was asking for, that they don't have a way to measure that when I'm in the surgery, actually in the surgery. That was never expressed once. So that's where my frustration lies, is that I went into this with full-on expectations of what I was asking was totally appropriate and that was what I was going to get. And so after that appointment, I left and I was like, okay, I really want to know what it is going to be for a second surgery. I'd like to know pricing. I'd like to know all of that. And they're like, well, let's talk. We'll kind of go over it. We're going to take pictures for the doctor, ask him. Okay. So then I get on a phone call. I call in, and honestly, you guys, it had been a couple months because I was just trying to process everything that they told me, trying to process, am I going to do another surgery? Am I not going to do another surgery? How unhappy are you? Is it worth going in and doing a second surgery? Is it worth being off for another month of work? Is it worth being and going through another full freaking surgery where I have to go in and get this done all over again? Is it worth having to put my husband through that struggle? Is it worth not being able to pick up my toddler who's 2 years old and who I can't do this? Like, is all of that worth it? And that's where the side where for some people who don't understand, I actually got a really hateful message from someone that said that they were going to unfollow me on Instagram because I hadn't done an update. And, you know, that's too bad. That's too bad because I'm over here trying to process all of this stuff and trying to figure out what I'm going to do, talking to friends, talking to people who have had breast surgeries done, and just trying to figure out what I was going to do. So I made the decision that I was absolutely not happy with spending this much money 10 years down the road. Like, my boobs are still, again, I mean, if you see them in this top, this could be some people's dream boobs right here, right? And I'm, again, not unhappy with the shape. I like what they look like. I just want them smaller because when I try on bathing suits, when I put dresses on, now that they've settled, they have gone bigger. I'm actually going to put up the photos now. This is like, it's so emotional and it's so embarrassing to show what it was before. And the reason why I say embarrassing is because I know there's a lot of women out there that feel like me, that are so sick of having big boobs and that want to go smaller. And to been thinking about this for so long, and now to be in the place where I am and to know that, like, what I had planned and dreamed of for so long is not my reality is really hard. And again, people are probably going to be like, oh, well, they look beautiful. That's what I wish I had. It doesn't matter. It's what I went in asking for, what I wish that I had for me specifically. And that's not what I have. So this is my before picture. And it's honestly really hard to know that I'm going to be showing this. This is my before picture, totally unhappy. Obviously, babies happen, your body happens, whatever. I was the one that personally decided to change what that looked like for my physical health reasons, mental health reasons, and just making me happy. So got the reduction. This is what it looked like after I had the reduction. I'm going to show actually a few photos so that way you guys can see. I'm going to put kind of like timeline on it so you guys can see how it progresses. But I was really happy with the size. Although I was like, you know what? I think they're still a little too big. People were like, oh, you're crazy. Like, these look great. But to me, they still seemed a little big, but I knew that I was swelling. So I was like, okay, I know that these seem big right now still for me, but we'll just watch and see how this happens. So here is a progress picture right here. I'm actually going to throw up a picture that shows you guys before, right after surgery, and then following that, because this is where you can dramatically see the shape and the size difference of how everything got done. I have had someone express to me that because I got fat put here to kind of help with fullness here instead of doing an implant, that could have went down into my breast and actually made my breast fuller. I don't know. I'm not the doctor. I'm not the surgeon. If that was a possibility, that should have been expressed to me, because then I would have been able to say, hey, nope, like I don't want to do that. So that way I don't have to worry about them getting bigger. Is that the case? Still, I don't know. I'm not a surgeon. So, that is the before and afters that I'm going to show. I got on a phone call actually with the surgeon's wife after, and expressed how unhappy I was. I was saying, hey, listen, like, if this is not going, which they're probably watching right now, if this is not like what's going on, like, I need to know, I need to get a surgery smaller. Like, are you guys going to be charging me for this? Like, what is my responsibilities and all of this information? And I'm not going to share everything in that conversation, because honestly, you guys, it's very overwhelming to be someone that spent almost $20,000 all said and done, and to walk away with, it would be for me in my instance, which I deal with high-end clientele. I deal with women all the time. I do hair. I know what it's like to have realistic and unrealistic expectations. My expectations, I went through a journey of kind of being like, okay, this is how this is going, this is how it's looking. It's different than having implants, and kind of going through that emotional journey. I have all that. I've shared all that. I've expressed all of that. It's not even anything that I am talking about, literally talking about my size. And I was told that they were going to look at what I had. I expressed some of my concerns even more so, and I was like, you know, I'm so frustrated and I'm so upset, crying. I got angry, just trying to have my voice be heard as they're saying, we want to take care of you. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to take care of me, like, what are we going to do about this? And it was almost like they were saying that they had given me what I had asked for. That was like one of the things that was said. And I was like, that doesn't even make sense, because what I had gone in and asked for was something that was much smaller than what I'm at. Then again, being told, well, we can't try on bra sizes, we can't, like, specifically, and I'm like, well, none of this was expressed to me before. And I shared, you know, I had already said that I was going through sharing all of this on YouTube, talking about all of this, and she was like, well, you know, if we do another surgery, make sure that you share that it wasn't like a bad surgery or a botched surgery. I was like, no, that's not it at all. It's not bad. It's not botched. I'm very happy with the shape. I would just love if the shape wasn't here and it was here, like a lot smaller. Not a lot smaller, but, you know, smaller than where I am right now. And that would be 2 cup sizes maybe. When you think about 2 cup sizes, guys, that's a lot. That's a lot. So she was going to get in touch with the doctor, see if it would be possible to do another surgery. Then I got on another phone call with them, and basically I was told that they don't want to do another surgery on me, that the doctor would not do another surgery because there's a possibility that I would probably have deformed breasts, and that he would not be doing another surgery on me. Then she was sharing with me that they had another person that they did this to, and that the lady had asked to go a lot smaller, and her breasts looked deformed, but she was like, whatever, you know, how it is. And then she tells me that this lady is 70 years old. I'm sorry, I'm not 70 years old. Also, it's confusing to hear that when you see people at the size that I'm at go smaller. So at this point where I am right now, I gave the doctor opportunity to come in, and was not mad. I guess I was upset and frustrated with my size, but I was not mad at like how everything went. I was taken care of really well. I was treated really well. Some of the ways that were done when I had said that I was unhappy was very intimidating, and not what I would advise anyone to do. If you have a woman that has gone through surgery and is not happy with her surgery, that's not how I would run my practice specifically. But again, I'm not a plastic surgeon. So at this point, I was going to give them the opportunity to do my second reduction and take care of it and get it to where it needed to be. At this point, I was told they would not do another surgery on me. And with everything said and done, even if they reached out to me now, I will not go back and go to them. And I will be going to later this year, when I kind of have a little bit more time to take everything in and do some research, I am going to go and find a second opinion. I'm not going to be going and like looking for crazy stuff to happen or anything like that. I'm going to be going in, asking for a second, a third opinion, asking some doctors, and seeing how that goes. So I feel like this journey is like ... to be continued. If you who are watching have a doctor that you love, that you have gotten a reduction from, and that you're obsessed with what happened and how your results are, please leave it in the comments below for me. I'm going to start searching and looking, and if they're in the frickin' West Coast, I will travel. I will go do that. I'm specifically wanting to find someone not doing the anchor type of a incision, but doing a lollipop incision, because I really do love the natural look of my breasts and overall and everything. So that is what I'm going with, and I am still just frustrated. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my body language is I'm frustrated. I don't like talking about this. It makes me cry. It makes me upset. It makes me frustrated. It makes me frustrated for other women who have gone through the same thing that I have gone through and invested so much money. Some of you guys are probably freaking out about how much money I invested in this, but to me, money wasn't even, it's not that like money grows on trees for me. This was completely out of my pocket. Insurance pays zero, and it was because I thought I had found a surgeon and a doctor that was just I completely believed in. So it's sad and it's frustrating and it's heartbreaking to be on this side of it while they still look great and I can wear a bathing suit and it still is okay. It's not as small as I want it to be, and I'm very, very not okay with that. So I don't know what else to say about that, but if you are jumping on this video, you should go watch my other videos. I do have tips and stuff like that, but I will probably connect back here. This is the only thing I'm doing on my YouTube channel now, is just sharing this. I don't even really post on here anymore, but I wanted to share this journey extensively, and I'm very glad that I did. I hope it helps some of you guys, and I will keep you guys updated. If you're not following me on Instagram, come over there, follow me there. That's where I'm definitely more on the up and up about talking about how I feel, and you guys can follow my journey on that highlight. And beyond that, I guess we will talk in the future, and I wish you guys all the best of luck when you guys are going and talking to surgeons about breast reductions. Make sure, my biggest advice is make sure that you ask for a realistic outcome of where you're going to be, so that way you get true results of what you're going to be coming out with. So, love you guys. Hope you have a great day. And I'll talk to you guys later. Now that I'm sweating like crazy and a million degrees hot. All right. Bye, guys.